Hello, 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 once again. Hello, for some odd reason my mic was muted, don't understand why, but it's me, Wes, with BlueTac, going to go over the BlueTac CRM a little bit this week and give you guys more information. And as you guys like to know, I like to give helpful information, get your guys' feedback, and try to figure out anything and everything you guys want to learn and know more about. So we're going to jump into the CRM. The CRM I use that I am a seller for and absolutely love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't use it. That's just kind of how I am. So let's go ahead and jump in and look at my screen. All right, as you can see, here is my screen. And there's a lot of information on my screen. A lot of information that most people will never, ever, ever think they need or want to use, but they will. So, let's start with just a brief overview of what this is. This is the CRM I use on a daily basis. Everybody in my company actually uses it. They have no choice. That is just one of the aspects of working with me and working for me, is you have no choice but to use my CRM because it's amazing. I can't get over how much automation that is built into the CRM and how much time it actually saves me. So, there has been some updates and some changes. This is a new beta launch. You are allowed to join the beta. It should pop up when you log in if you would like to see the new way or old way. From my understanding, they're going to keep both. So if you like the old look and how it was, that you'll be able to keep that and go from there. All right, so the first thing we have our launch pad. This is my demo account, so you're going to see configuration issues over here and some information that's not put in. It's a demo account, so I don't put all that information in to save my time, and obviously it's a demo account. And so when I'm testing things out, I don't send out 100,000 emails to you guys, and you're like, why is Wes sending out a test email? I don't really care. All right, so this is where you can integrate stuff like your Google My Workplace and Google My Business. You want to have your Google My Business set up. If you don't, jump on, learn how to set it up, and get it set up. Google My Business is amazing, and it's free. What more could you want? It also integrates with Facebook, so that if you send people messages or they send you messages and that, you can actually have it where it records in the CRM. We have a chat feature that can go on your website, and that does include WordPress. So if you have a WordPress site and you don't want to switch over to our website tool, which I would highly recommend switching over to our website tool, hands down, it is the easiest website tool I've ever used, and it is a blast to work with. But anyway, we have this chat feature that can be embedded in your website, so it doesn't matter who your website provider is. You can have a chat feature that will pop up on your website. Let's jump into it real quick, and I'll just show you on my website how it works. Obviously, I've been going to Facebook a lot. Alright, so this is my website real quick, and I'm just going to show you the chat feature. Here you go, chat feature. As soon as you fill this out or say something, it actually sends it to me or to one of my employees that is working in the chats, and we always have somebody monitoring the chats for us. Alright, so we're going to jump back over here. You can connect it to your Stripe account. You connect it to Yext. Yext is an awesome thing that we just integrated into it, where it will update all of your information and your presence online in all 150 plus search engines and websites. Who would have known? Most people don't even think about that there is 150 plus places that your business needs to be updated in. So we have that feature that you can connect to it and go ahead and link that up to your website in this app. And they will also work on WordPress sites and all that, getting that information up. That is a separate monthly fee, but it is well worth it and amazing. All right, next thing that you will see is you can update your team members or add team members. This is only if you have access to do so. So you have to actually be an admin for your company to have access to add team members. Easy peasy. Next is going to be your dashboard. Dashboard is going to be your helpful information where you can learn everything about your pipelines. You can separate it by dates, like this week. You can do it by the last 30 days. last year, however you want to do it. So if you want to look back over the previous year of how everything's been done, awesome, you can do that. Next, pipeline value. Pipeline value is how much you have in your pipeline, which you actually custom set each lead of what the value is. So let's just say in my pipeline, I don't have anything at all. So I'm broke. Yeah. But we're going to go to this year, and we're going to go to this year again, so it can give us a little data. So 9,995 in pipeline worth of open business right here. It will also show you closed business, and it'll also show you low lost business. That's very helpful for you so that you know, okay, that's how much is in all my pipelines. This is how much my staff has lost or how much I have lost. And once again, you set up the value for that. Easy. All right, conversion rate, that's how much business you have closed. So you can break that down so you can look at it live and know what's going on last year, this year, however you want to do it. Once again, very customizable. Next, you have your funnels, where you can actually look at the funnels that you have built in your pipeline so that you know, okay, these are the funnels. This is what's going on with the funnels. These are the steps everybody's in. And as you can see, some of my pipelines / funnels have a lot of information. And at some point in time, like right here in the first stage of one of my funnels, at that point in time, that contact isn't worth anything to me because I have just met them or just got to know them or just entered their information in here because they might not be a potential customer for me. It might just be a good contact, and I want to enter it into my system. So if I ever need to reach out, I have their information in here, and I can send them an email or call them from here or send them an SMS instantly from here. This suite is amazing. Have I mentioned that enough? All right, so you can check which pipelines you want. So if you wanted to go to webinar pipeline, there's no opportunities in that. There's no information because, once again, this is just kind of a demo one that I play around with all the time. So we're not going to have anything in it. So you can see, you can have as many funnels and pipelines as you want. We don't limit you on the funnels. We don't limit you on your client list. We don't limit you on a contact list. If you want to have 100,000 people in here, you can have 100,000 people in here. And as you can see, all these pipelines can have different information that you would want to have so that you can continue seeing your business grow. And that's what it's all about, is growing your business here. All right, next, you can see what stages everybody's in. Not only could you see that in the funnel that we had over here, you can actually see what stages everybody's in. So, yeah, you can see, okay, there's one person in stage 1. Well, over here, this is done by a different pipeline. So you can actually see, okay, that's, I can click this on, I can click that off. Obviously, there's nothing there, so it's not going to give us any information. I should add some stuff in there, but, you know, that's what it is. This is very, very customizable, amazing, and wonderful. All right, so I'm going to go to this year. I'm going to hit the check, and it's still going to be going through the stages. Which stage do I want to pick? What stage is everybody in? You can actually click on the stage, and it gives you information. Next, manual actions. Manual actions is where you can see information that you have to do manually. So how many tasks that's been assigned to you, how many phone calls you've got to make, or how many SMSs. Over here, if I had any task, they would populate right here so I can see what task I have coming up. I can also search the task by people, or I can just go to all and see everybody's task. I can see completed, pending, so I can see, okay, what has somebody done today, or however I want to separate it. Lead source report. How many total leads do I have? I have 2 open. How many have I won? I've won 0 out of 2 because they're open. Easy. Gotta love this. Next is your conversation. Conversation is an amazing tool. So you can go in here and look at conversations, and that includes text messages. That includes SMSs that you've sent out. That includes any type of communication that you have had with somebody through this suite. So emails. If you have this integrated with your Google Suite or your Office 365 or Outlook, you can actually see the messages that you are sending and receiving in here. Keep that in mind. You can actually send the messages from here, and I highly recommend that. You can also go into manual actions, and this is your manual actions where you can look and see what manual actions you also have. I have no pending task. another place for you to see your manual action. Your templates, this is where you're going to build your templates for your emails or for your text right here. Templates is awesome because you can get very granular on what you want to build and very detailed. You can get into HTT or HTS and CSS and HTTP and tons of different things that you want to, or you can get pre-built ones. Say you're coming from another CRM, you can actually import those other emails into this template area and have the templates where all your employees could see, okay, these are the templates we use for this type of contact. You don't have to rewrite an email every time. You just import these templates for your employees or for yourself. Trigger links, say if you want to develop some trigger links where you want to be able to see if somebody clicks on it in an email, it will be set up where you can actually have it send you a task that this person sent or clicked on this email so that they can go look at this and that. That's handy to me. Then I see how many people are interested in this product. I see how many people are clicking it, reading about it, and then I know what more information they may like to see or may want to see. So that can be tracked here. All right, so next we're going to go into the calendars. Calendars is another tool. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of people that have different calendar apps. And our CRM is actually built in. So with our CRM, we decided, you know what? We're not going to nickel and dime everybody. We're going to build in a calendar app for you that you can use just like Calendarly. That's part of your CRM that you can send out to the customers with the links. You can see appointments that can be embedded in websites. It doesn't matter if your website is hosted by us, built by us. It doesn't matter if it's on WordPress. It doesn't matter if it's on GoDaddy. This actually integrates with all of that with a single link, which is awesome. So you can look at your calendars. You can see your primary calendar. You can see it by person, by teams, however you want to look at it. You can see weekly, monthly, daily. I mean, all of this is self-explanatory. Available appointments, unavailable, calendar settings. This is where you would actually go in and build a calendar. As you can see, I have several sample calendars right here, unassigned. So this would be just a regular general calendar. This would be a team calendar. So say you have a sales team with 10 or 15 people, you can actually set up a new calendar for each person. Easy and simple like that. You go right here. That would be all the people in there. It would actually, if somebody went onto a funnel, say somebody went onto your funnel and they filled out one of the forms, it would actually go right over to that next person that is in line in your sales team. And you can set it up how you want it to be distributed. You can set up the meeting location so it integrates with Zoom. It integrates with Google Meet so that you can generate links and automatically have links in there. You can customize the end of the link. So if you wanted the last thing to be their name, you could do that. Or if you don't really care, then you don't have to worry about it. Easy and simple. You can make as many calendars as you want. We don't limit you on that. Also, that's what I love about our CRM is we aren't going to nickel and dime you for every contact. That was one of the things I absolutely could not stand about other CRMs is, oh, you can only have 20,000 people. Like, what happens if I go over 20,000? What if I go to a lot of networking events like I do and my team does, and we get a lot of business cards? Well, we want to put all of them in. They might not be ideal client, but what if I need to refer somebody to them? I have their information in here. So we don't do that. We don't limit you. So calendar preferences, this is where you can set it up for your calendar preference. If you want your work week to start on Monday, start your view on Monday, what language, if you want to use 24-hour format, totally up to you. Calendar code, this is where you would actually select the calendar you're using that you want to embed into a website or into another place. You can also get the link. So say you want to embed this into an email. Here's your link where you would copy and paste it to your clipboard and then embed it. The next is the actual embed where you would embed it in the website. This is where you would send it to your team to embed them. If you don't know how to do that, feel free to reach out and we'll be more than happy to show you. We also have trainings on that. So keep up with those trainings. All right. So calendars. Phone numbers. Phone numbers is very important. There's no phone number set up right now, but you have to have your Twilio account inactive for phone numbers to be set up. and you can add your phone numbers that way. The phone number is if you want to use a text messaging. If you want to be able to send and receive text messaging through the CRM, which I would highly recommend, you can. That's what that is. This is the tab where you would set it up. Next is your reputation manager. So this is where you would actually link it up to your Google page so that you can see what people have reviewed. You can actually send review requests from here. I actually do mine a little different, where after I provide somebody a service and I submit their case as closed, it automatically sends them this information to review my service online so I get those reviews. And you need to be those reviews. You need to get those reviews. You'll hear me preach about that all the time. Get as many reviews as you can because it's so important. All right. Custom fields. This is where you can create custom fields for buttons, for anything that you want to on your forms, on your calendars, whatever. Custom values. Another thing where you can actually say, okay, this is going to be a custom value, so you can build different sites and different things that you want to. Domains. Domains is where you're going to associate your website or your subdomain. We won't go into that because that is a very heavy topic, and we're just doing a brief overview. Media. Media is where all of your pictures are stored or all of your videos are stored. So we have unlimited storage on the media. So you can upload as many pictures as you want for your website or for your training class or for anything. We don't limit you on your storage. So if you decide to build a website with us or integrate your website with us, unlimited media. Who can turn that down? URL redirects. So that's just one of those things that most people don't understand. If you need to temporarily or permanently redirect a link that you built previously, you can do that here. We're not going to go into that because that's another heavy topic. Next is your integrations. Your integrations is where you would connect it to different accounts. So you can see it will connect to your Google account. It will connect to your Facebook account and your Instagram, since they're owned by the same company that connects the same way. It will also connect to QuickBooks, so your accounting software is built in. Cilio account is also built in that you can connect to, and Swipe. If none of these work for you, it also supports Zapier. Most people are familiar with Zapier, but it does support Zapier. Next is your Facebook mapping. Basically what this is, easy and simple and quick, is if you've built a ad on Facebook, this is how you get the information into the BlueTac pipeline. So as soon as somebody fills out that form, it'll automatically send it to here and integrate it with this. Next is your SMTP. This is your email server. This is assigned to you to send emails. You have to have your SMTP server set up or it won't let you send out emails. That is something we actually have to do for the most part on you. So tags. Tags is a very powerful thing. We'll go into that more in depth. That is a probably hour and a half, 2 hour training, but tags is how you can make this suite and this automation go above and beyond. It's amazing what this can do. So we've got that going on, and this is where you create your tags. So we're going to hit go back. So we were just in calendars, right? Then we went into contacts. So contacts. Contacts is where the information is. This is where you can store a lot of information. A lot of this is sample information that I have just pulled. Some of this actually is real information, but I needed some examples, so I pulled them in here. So you can look over here and see, okay, you know you talked to somebody on the 25th, and you know you added them, so you can create the date, last activity, tags. That was one of the things I just showed you guys, tags. You can have more filters, so you can search and add filters. And those are your custom fields also, so you can filter by custom fields. If you want to add more, you can do that to your smart list. Quick search, if you know their name and you just need to send them a quick email, that's how you do it. You can just click on their email. Right here, it pops up. Okay, this is the email I'm going to send them. Say you need to assign a task for somebody on this, right here. You can just add new task. You're good to go. If you need to add notes, say they call in, you need to add some notes for one of your texts that's going to go on site, you can do that. Appointments, you can see what appointments are coming up, or you can schedule an appointment. I mean, there is tons of things you can do just from the contacts list. The next thing you can do is you can add to campaign workflow, which I have to select one to do that. And this is so that I can add them to whatever campaign I want to add them to. If they're in one campaign, I can move them to another campaign. The next is I can send an SMS to that person by just clicking on this. A lot of that information is not going to let me because it's not set up. If I want to send them an email, I just hit that. So we're good. If I want to remove any tags, I can remove tags. If I want to add tags, if I wanted to bulk add tags, I can do that. If I wanted to export my contacts, I can do that here. If I want to import contacts, I can do that here. So if you're coming from another CRM, or you have a bunch of contacts in a spreadsheet or something like that, because you're doing it the old way, you can import them here. Save yourself time. That's the whole point in the CRM, is to save yourself time and cut out as much workload as you could possibly can because of automation. All right, this is where you can merge up to contacts. So say you have multiple contacts and you need to merge them into one contact. That's where you would select hit and then hit merge. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because these aren't the same people. All right, contact request. Easy and simple. Bulk action. This is where you can have it do bulk actions, like say you're trying to send out a mass email or something like that, or you're doing a mass delete because something went wrong and you want to delete something. This is a list where you can restore contacts. So if they accidentally get deleted or something along the lines of that, you can actually restore the contact. Easy and simple. So you have a global list. You can have a list that you can share with people. All right, so we are going to jump from contacts to opportunities. What is opportunities? Opportunities is your pipeline, where you see where everybody is at in your pipeline. Okay, so you can click on opportunities, which this is the opportunities. This is the pipeline that we're in. So I'm going to go to the Facebook pipeline because I know that has some information. Right now it has no information whatsoever, which is kind of surprising because I thought it did. So I am going to hit this year. All right, well, apparently I have no information in this pipeline. So these fields right here that you see, first contact, no response, 5 days, this is all customizable. I can search it by the owner. I can search it by the campaign. There's a lot of things you can do. In pipelines, if you want to create a pipeline, which we will do, you just hit that. We won't go into the stage names and all that. That is another training that we will do here in a little bit. So that's your pipelines. It's easy. I'll just show you one of my pipelines. Let's go with, we'll stick with Facebook. So I named it Facebook because I wanted to name it Facebook, and these are the opportunities that I put in. Obviously, you can add them, and then over here you can delete them, have it where it is searchable, where it's not searchable, have it where it is available in the dashboard or not available in the dashboard. Totally up to you. You also can have the whole pipeline not visible in a funnel chart. So if you don't want anybody to see, say it's pre-work that you've got to warm up the lead or something like that, and you're not really wanting to keep track of that, then you can have it where it doesn't even show up in the pie charts or in the funnel chart. A lot of things you can do. All right, so payments. You can do all types of payments. With this integrating into Stripe, you can actually add your products here, and it'll automatically upload them into your Stripe account. Don't do it the other way around. I found out there's a little bit of issues where you make them in Stripe, and it's creating them in here. It was causing me a little bit of issues. I found out the best way is just to do it here, and it will automatically sync to my Stripe account or my PayPal account. And why not? That's the whole point. You're using a CRM, so you can go one place for everything. So email marketing is next. This is where you can build your email templates and your different views of emails and text messages. We'll just click on SEO. So this is what the email is going to look like. If you want to do HTML, CSS, you can do that. You are more than welcome to. If you want to see what it looks like on a phone, you're good to go. You can send a test email. You can send a review. Easy and simple. This is how you can import other things, other emails from other places you built them by this right here with the HTML CSS builder. Obviously, this tool goes very in depth, so you can do a lot of things. So let's just say we want to create a new one. We just hit new, and it's going to show you what you want to do. Do you want to use one of these that are already built, or do you want to start from scratch? We'll hit start from scratch just so I can show you how easy it is. So this is the start. So if you want to have text, you drag text over here and you type in your text. Easy and simple. You can continue down, make this email as big as you want, small as you want. Your settings, this is important so you know where you're sending it from, but that is very in depth and we have a training on that alone. The automation, this is what makes this site amazing. The workflow is where everything is, where your automation is. Amazing to create workflows. We have an in-depth training on workflows. This is one of those things that will take 2 to 3 hours for us to go over very in depth, and we just don't have time to do it. That's why I made a full training on it. Don't get scared because it won't take you 2 to 3 hours to figure it out. It's just I go over every aspect of the workflow so you know exactly what everything does, so that takes a little bit of time. Campaigns, this is the campaign that you've built around a certain item. So if you've built a pipeline that is webinar, you can drop them into that campaign and have, okay, this is the campaign, this is what it looks like. We'll click on one of these, and this is the old way that we used to do it. So don't really get familiar with this. Everything's done in workflow, but just as an example, in workflow, you can send an SMS, you can send an email, you can do a phone call, you can do a pre-recorded phone call where it calls and welcomes them and all of that. Triggers, I'm not going to go over triggers because everything that happens in triggers can happen in workflow, and workflow to me is 100% easier to use than anything else because you can actually visualize it, and triggers to me you couldn't really visualize. So just an example, we're going to go right here. This is one of the things. So the first action is if a form is submitted, it's going to do what? If a form is submitted, it's in this form, it's called BlueTacs Contact Us form. It's going to add it to the pipeline. Easy and simple. And in the pipeline, it's going to have the contact's information into it. So I know, okay, it's going to add it to the pipeline. It's going to select the stage name, which it should be new lead. So it's going to put it as a new lead in the pipeline, and then it's going to fill in the information. This is where you can set your lead value of how much you want it to be worth to you at that point in time. You can set a lead value at any time. This is why pipeline is so powerful, and workflow can do so much for you. All right. Cool. Drafts, obviously, are stuff you're still working on that has not been published. If it is in draft, it obviously will not work and will not send out any information since it's in drafts. Okay, that's nice that popped up there. Don't know where that came from. All right, so next is sites. Sites is where you build your funnels and your websites and your membership and all of that. Our site builder, hands down, is so amazing, so user-friendly, and so easy. I mean, it is just drag and drop, and you're done. And we'll go over that here in a minute. So you have your funnels, then you have your websites. So these are your websites that you've built. Obviously, you can add a new website anytime. We have a lot of pre-built templates that are ready to go for you guys that you can use. You just have to get in touch with one of us so that we can build it for you and put it into your account. And in some aspects, that's part of your membership when you join, and some aspects, if you want more templates, we actually charge an extra fee for that because we did take time to build these. Alright, so we had our templates, so we can pick whichever template. So let's see this template. See what this one looks like. So this is the attorney template. So this is what one of the attorney templates look like. You could use this as your funnel or as your website. just depending on how you want to do it. All right, so we are actually going to go ahead and back out of that. So we're going to hit back. We're going to hit back. So these are all the websites that we have been working on. This tells you if it's live or not, so you can have it where it's not live, where you're still working on stuff. Your membership, this is if you're a coach or you're having a teaching class or something like that. This is where all your information for your membership will be hosted and stored. Next is your forms, where you actually build the forms for your CRM or for whatever you want to talk about or have them fill out. So different questionnaires, something along the lines of that. So we'll jump on the dental one and see what that form looks like for just an example. It does take time to load. That's just part of it because this is actually running in the cloud, so you have to give the server time to load. So as you can see, forms are easy. If you wanted to add, let's just say a phone number, you just drag it over here and it'll add the phone number. Easy peasy. If you want to integrate this form, say you have a website that you've already built and you don't want to use our website builder, well, we've got it where you can integrate the form into your current website, or you can have just the link. So we try to take care of everything. Survey builder, same thing as form builder, is where you build your forms. You can look at your submissions and all of that. Chat widget, we kind of already went over, but this is where you customize your chat widget, and you can also get your code for WordPress or for GoDaddy or anything else that you use that we can embed the scripts in. All right, media, went over that before, but here's another place where your media files is, or are, sorry. So yeah, reputation, this is your reputation. This is where you can see what people have filled out about you. This is synced into your Google My Work. And as you can see, some people have filled out some information about my company and our reviews and all of that, and it went ahead and stored them in right here so I could look at it. And this is request reviews, demo site, so it doesn't actually say when I sent them out. But right now, I've gotten 2 reviews, and all of them have been 5-star. All right, so this would be the request. This is where I can see how many requests I've sent out. This is where I could actually see the reviews. So if I wanted to look at the reviews and reply to the reviews, it's right there. Listings, that is brand new. Haven't worked with this at all, but the listings feature actually syncs 150 different search engines so that you can get your information out there, and it keeps all the information up to date. And if you change, say, your phone number or something like that, you don't have to individually go to every single website and change every single phone number, like location 123, Bing, Yahoo, Facebook, all of that can be changed in one location, and it will update it right here for a separate monthly fee. Reporting is very, very, very awesome. This is where you can create your Google ads and run reports on this. You can see reports on your Facebook ads. You can see your call reports. You can see all types of reports. I mean, you can actually almost do anything and everything you can think of. All right, so that is just a brief overview of the BlueTacs CRM, which to me is amazing. And I know that was a little long. So next we're actually going to go into Form Builder. So we're going to go into our templates and we're going to go into our forms. And each week I will host another class where whoever wants to come on and ask questions or drop questions below, I will be more than happy to answer them. So the next thing we're going to do is go into the actual Form Builder, and we're going to start building forms. And that's my whole point in this class, and all of this is to help you guys understand what's going on, what's the new updates, what new information is coming out, so that I can keep you guys updated with the CRM and show you how amazing it is. If you ever have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will reply back to you, and I will get an answer. If I don't know the answer, I will find it out for you. Anything in regard with the CRM or technology. I don't mind answering any technology questions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we are going to jump into the form builder here in a second. Alright, we are going to get you guys back to my screen for some odd reason. I just had a little hiccup, and it was not working the way it's supposed to work. That is weird. Alright, back onto my screen. So here's all the forms that are pre-built. These are different forms that I have built. Obviously, you can see you can have multiple forms. We don't have a limit on forms. You have form ID if you want to keep up with that. We're going to create a new form. I'm just going to go into new. The first thing I like to do is actually change the name of the form, so it's not form 30. If you want to keep it that way, you're more than happy to. So I am going to make this new. Alright. Then I'm going to hit save. And one of the things you have to do every now and then to hit save, it'll pop up an alert if you haven't done it in a while, so be sure you hit save. Alright, the next thing I'm going to show you guys down here is sticky contacts. I always turn that on. So if they filled out any other forms on your website and it's in your cookies or cache, it will automatically fill in information for them so that they don't have to keep filling in, say, their email address or that. Alright, form builder, easy and simple. I want it to be their first name. I want it to be their last name. How easy was that? I want to collect their email address and let's say postal code so I know kind of where they're coming from. Alright, it looks kind of bland, not the best. I'm going to hit save form just in case I mess something up. So styles, this is where you can go in and actually style your form and make it look nice. I'm going to click on inline forms. If you guys saw how it switched that around, it got rid of it going all the way down. Totally up to you if you want to do it whichever way you want to do it. You can hide the label names or you can show the label names. Here's your background color. So you can change your background color. Say you wanted it to be, I don't know, red. Red doesn't look really good. You can make it faded. Make it less transparent or more transparent, depending on how you want to do it. If you're building it onto a website where you want the picture that's already there to show through, you would want to make it transparent. So let's say we're doing that. Alright, so we've got that done. We're going to do transparent. If you have the hex code, so say you have different codes for your website and you want to use certain colors, obviously you can do that. You can also use the RGBA if you know that color too. Totally up to you. Alright, font color, same thing. Change the font color. We're going to leave it black because most forms are black and I like black. Corner radius, so this is, do you want your corners, as you can see down here, probably not very well, but it will show you rounded corners or not rounded corners on your form. I'm going to go ahead and change that background back to a color so that you guys can see what the corners look like, because that was a little hard to see. Alright. So, we can make our corners rounded. You can make them where they're not rounded at all. So they're squared. Totally up to you. If you want to make the the width bigger, so you want a bigger form, you can do that. So a lot of it is customizable. If you want to have my branding on it, I'm more than happy for you to put my logo out there and advertise for me, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. You can also put your logo on there. If you want a border, some people don't want a border, some people do want a border. This is where you select the type of border you want. I haven't seen many people having borders in a while. So we're good. We're going to hit save form again before we move to another menu. We're not going to have the forms in line, and we are going to remove the show labeling. Next, I'm going to go into options. So this is where we named it. This is what you tell it to do once it submits. So once they hit the submit button, which we haven't put a submit button there yet, and we need to, and I will here in a second, this is what it's going to do. Do you want it to open a URL? So do you want it to go to the thank you page? Or where do you want it to go? Do you want it to go to the next step of the funnel? Like if they fill this out with their first name, their postal card, and all that, do you want it to go to a form for them or a calendar for them to pick another date? What's really handy, if you do that, you've got this information and you have sticky contacts turned on, it'll automatically fill out that same information when they get ready to set that time and date for them to meet with you or whatever you have set up for your calendar. That's what's great. You can also, if it came in from, if this is a form linked to Google or to Facebook, you can put your Pixie ID into here so that you can track it through Facebook and Facebook can track it. That's a separate training, and we just won't go over that. All right. So we're going to go back to fields because I forgot to put a button. So I'm going to put a button. All right. So your button, you can obviously make it the full width. You can have it whatever color you want. Once again, you can have it transparent. So they just click on it. That really doesn't look that great, but we're just learning. You can change the text, what you want it to say. You can change how it's aligned. Very customizable. Very customizable. All right. So we're done there. When you click on the actual field, it will tell you if you want to require it or if you want it to be a hidden field. If you're going to require it, it can't be hidden. Sorry. Placeholder, that is the text right in the middle. I will delete, well, that one. I will delete this. And it will go away. So if you want to make that a different field, where it's not first name, you can do that. If you want to stay first name, you can do that. That's one of those things that's very customizable. If you wanted to go back to where it said first name above it and had the blank below it, you can do that. Easy and simple. One of the things that's good for hidden fields is if you are having people fill out multiple forms or have multiple funnels for your corporation, and each employee has a different funnel, you can have a hidden field where as soon as it's submitted, it tags that person's name. So once that tag's put on that, that's where the automation comes into place, and it says, okay, this tag's been put into place. I'm going to put it in this person's pipeline. All right. So when it comes to forms, you can see that it is very, very easy to do. And you can add stuff, you can take away stuff. Say I don't want the button anymore, I can just delete it. Easy and simple. You always want to save your form. If you want your form to have where they can upload an image, you can do that. If date of birth, you want to have put in a website, whatever. If you want to do a custom field. So we don't have a field that you want. So say you want their website address. You can drag that in. That's a custom field, and it'll say website address. If you wanted to make custom fields, you can do that. Some of the times you want to, I don't know, ask them where you met them or where they come from. So you could have that, where did you find out about the company? Or you could build a whole form for building a website or to get information that you want for your coaching program or something along the lines of that. That can be put anywhere. So one of the things I like to have is their Facebook profile. I usually don't put that on my form for them to fill out. I actually will fill it out for them once they've come into my pipeline. All right, so that has been forms. They're easy. You can embed them. You can embed them on your WordPress site, like I said before, or you can use them on these websites that you've already built through this app. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that I can help you with regarding this amazing CRM, feel free to reach out. Any comments you want to put below, feel free. I'm going to do one of these trainings each week, and I'm going to pick a different topic. If you want a topic covered, let me know, and I'll cover that topic that week. Feel free to ask questions while I'm doing lives. I don't mind. I love the interaction. And I will see you guys next week.